All right, let's talk about how place value relates. So how does the ones place relate to the tens? How does tens relate to the hundreds? How does the hundreds relate to the thousands? Okay. All right, so we have our ones, tens, hundred, thousands. Look at that, Big Daddy. That's the thousands. Okay. All right. So how many ones does it take to make a 10? So I'm just going to line them up. All right, here we go. Wouldn't you agree they're the same size? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 ones makes a 10. So we know that when we go from ones to tens, the place value is getting greater. Well, how much greater is it getting? Well, let's see. I know the tens place. How much did it take? It took 10 of them. So the tens place is 10 times greater than the ones place. So when I go from my ones to my tens, I'm going to times it by 10 because 10 ones makes a 10. All right. Well, how many tens does it take to make 100? All right, so I covered up my 100. Let's see here. It's perfect. Let's see. Takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, it makes 10 tens to make 100. So how much greater is 100 than a 10? Well, 100 was 10 times greater than a 10, right? So then if I'm going from my tens to my 100, it got 10 times greater. How many hundreds does it take to make 1,000? If I was to stack these, how many hundreds would it take? Let's see. All right, we're stacked. How many did it take? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 hundreds in 1,000. So I could say the thousands place is 10 times greater than the hundreds place, right? So as you're moving forward in the number line, it gets 10 times greater. What if I'm going from my thousands to my hundreds, right? Well, 100 is just 1 in the thousands, right? So if I was to go backwards, let's say I'm going from my thousands to my hundreds, it would get 10 times less, right? So 100 is 1 of the 10 of a thousands. So hundreds is 1/10 of a thousands. Well, if I'm going from my hundreds to my tens, right? Well, this 10 right here is just 1 of the 10, right? So if I'm going from my hundreds to my 10, the tens place is just 1/10 of the hundreds place. Well, what if I want to know if I'm going from my tens to my ones? Well, this 1 is out of 10 of them. So remember, it's 10 times. So if I'm going down, a ones is just 1/10 because it's 1 of the 10. So it's 1/10 smaller. So to review, when I'm moving up in the place value, it gets 10 times greater. When I'm going down, it's just 1/10 of the place value to the left.